What's up, guys? Welcome to the Zero to Funded series. This is where I'm going to be taking you from a little baby trader to a big dog, okay? Top floor boss, whatever you want to say. You're going to be printing dough on the daily, okay? And in this series, I'm going to be taking you step by step on how to literally turn nothing into bread, okay? By using this thing right here, your noggin, all right? You're gonna learn a bunch about trading, okay? We're gonna be talking about a bunch of proven strategies that will work in the market, okay? But these strategies aren't going to make you rich, all right? You are going to make you rich, all right? You gotta lock in because this is a journey. It's not some get rich quick scheme. You're not gonna make $1 million in your first year of trading. Well, some people do, but you're probably not going to, okay? And if you already are, you're probably not watching this video. So yeah, it's time to lock in. But on this, we will be learning a lot. You guys can also join me live every single morning on my Discord. I'll link that down below. I do trade and teach the strategies that I'm teaching in this series every single morning live with the chat. You guys can also follow me on Instagram at gwtradez. That's going to be somewhere like right here. Yeah. Let's get into it. All right. Before we dive deeper into about what I'm going to be teaching you here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, man. It's super easy. You can leave a like too, comment down below. Also, comment down below actually what you guys want to see more, okay? And like that's not including the Zero to Funded series. So whether it be day in the life, vlog, strategy videos, different things on confluences, whatever you guys want to see, leave a comment down below. All right. As you see here on the screen, we have a lot of words. Let's read these. So we got the Zero to Funded series, okay? Obviously, where I'm going to be taking you from being zero, okay, that means $0 or zero knowledge in the market, to funded, okay? Now, don't get too caught up on actually like being funded necessarily. You don't gotta take the funded route, okay? It was just for the name. But you guys can have zero market of or knowledge of the market and then have like, you know, $10,000, whatever you guys might have saved up to then put it in the market that way. Some people don't like the funded challenges, the prop firms, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't get to trade by your own rules and regulations and things like that. But funding is a very good alternative for upfront capital when you don't have any, okay? That is how I came up. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like what? I didn't have 25, 30 grand to just throw into the market and say, I hope I make money. No, it took me a long time to learn the skill and, you know, actually make it a passion of mine. So, yeah. But, all right, so boom, we got the intro video. That is this. This is the intro, okay? This is me going over everything we're going to be learning in this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17-part series, okay? But I'm probably going to add like a couple more videos in just to make it like 20 or something. You know, I don't like odd numbers. It's just weird. But yeah, we'll make it like 20 videos of just straight sauce, okay? Knowledge. This is like some shit that you would have to pay for somebody else. And yeah, I just don't think that's how this shit should work. But yeah, so the first actual video is going to be psychology, okay? This is going to be the first little like mini series inside of this series, okay? So we're going to do the psychology, right? Which is going over like accepting loss, failure, which is a huge part of this, right? Because you're going to fail. So get used to being a loser. Nah, I'm just playing, not a loser, but get used to failing though. Like you got to learn to accept the failure because you got to look at every loss as low-key a win because you learn not to do that shit again. And if you love money and you want to make money, you're not going to do it again because why would you lose the money? And then we can go to like over trading, revenge trading, which kind of deals with accepting the loss because if you can't accept the loss, you're going to overtrade and you're going to revenge trade because you're like, all right, fuck, I lost $200. I know I can make that back, bro. I know I can make it back. And then you go to try to make that back and you lose another $200. Now you're down $400 when you could have just been up, you know, down $200 instead. Now you're down $400 because you thought you were going to have to get it back or you thought the market was against you and you had to revenge trade. And I need this money back. But that is going to be your downfall, bro. You can't get attached to the money, okay? That is trading. You can't get attached to the bread. You have discipline, okay? You got to be disciplined. You got to stick to your rules, all right? We have this thing called a trading plan that I'm going to help you develop, right? This video should help you develop it, or this series, my bad. But yeah, you should develop a trading plan, whether that's waking up at 8 a.m. and only trading till 11 a.m., okay? Having certain stop losses, take profits in place, knowing your risk, right? Whether you're going to risk 1%, 2%, 3% of your account. Just different stuff that is in place to make sure that you're following the same steps every day, and that's going to help you overall have a better win rate when you really master it. And then my biggest thing, like I think the most important thing, is the you versus you battle, all right? Because you're going to feel like a loser some days, right? When you just absolutely blow your account, but it's going to happen. Quick water break. Your boy was getting parched, but it's going to happen, okay? You just have to be a dog at the end of the day. Like, you have to have that dog in you. You got to have the dog in you, because if you don't have the dog in you, you're just going to fold over. Like, you're going to roll over and just quit. Like, a lot of people do. Probably about 95% of people. I'd rather say like 90%, because like the whole statistic on traders that quit like 95% of the time, like that's based on people that take one trade, okay? Like, let's be realistic. We're not here to take one trade, all right? And then the second part of that series is going to be candlesticks, right? Which is very crucial, because that's what we, base price off of, and our levels and, different things like that is candlesticks, right? We're going to go over candlestick anatomy, how a candlestick is formed, basically, like what a high is, an open, low, close, all the different stuff that are huge factors on the market basically telling you what it wants to do, right? Because that's what the candlesticks are for. The candlesticks are there as a price indication, basically letting us know where buyers want to hold at or sellers want to hold at, and vice versa. So it's a very crucial part of trading. We also have candlestick patterns. Those are going to be key too, because like I said, candlesticks are a price indication. So it moves in patterns, right? There's like an algorithmic pattern to the market in a sense. You'll see repeating patterns over and over and over again. And then one day it's going to click like, okay, I just lost on that pattern. Why don't I not take it? So then I don't lose again on that, right? So at a certain point, it just starts to become common sense to you that if you don't want to lose money, then stop taking the shit setups. And that's what we're going to learn in the patterns section. And then we have trend identification, which is huge, because that's pretty much like market structure, which is kind of the first video of the strategy, but as well as just like like what a trend is just based off like candlestick patterns. Okay, like the candlesticks will tell you a lot on like whether we're shifting the trend, whether we're continuing the trend, different things like that a lot of people really don't touch on when they're really giving you like a strategy video, right? Because it's super in depth. And then the third part of the series is going to be strategy, right? The one thing everybody wants to know, right? How do you make money? How do you read the chart? Like, what's your strategy? Do you trade supply and demand, support and resistance, liquidity sweeps, whatever the case may be? There is not one strategy that is going to make you rich, bro. If somebody tells you that, they're lying to you, okay? Now, there might be one strategy that is you're going to find, let's just say you like supply and demand, right? Great strategy, awesome strategy. I learned supply and demand from a dude named Doyle Exchange, okay? He's fire, by the way. But you might like supply and demand, but you might not like the way that Doyle trades supply and demand. So I would change it up to my supply and demand, okay? But you're not going to get rich just off of his strategy, right? You have to understand there's different factors and different ways that he looks at the market. And same thing with me, right? I trade counter trend lines. Not everybody is going to get rich off counter trend lines just because I trade them, but I have a certain way that I view the market and certain setups and certain patterns that I view that, okay, this hits more often than this. So that's what I would want. Also, next is going to be market structure, okay? Are we breaking highs, breaking lows, what a higher high is, what a higher low is, what a lower high is, all those type of terminologies that you might hear people say. and then we're going to put it on the chart. So then you're going to actually be able to see, what it looks like when there's a break of structure, what it looks like when there's a change of character, all the different terms that you hear and people try to make sound so confusing. We're just going to dumb that shit down on here. It's not that complicated. Supply and demand, that it's a good strategy, but I'm not necessarily going to be like showing the strategy supply and demand. I'm just going to be showing you like order blocks, and you can use different supply and demand zones to base like where price may retrace to or price may go to seek liquidity, different things like that. And then we have identifying zones, which is kind of like the same thing, but there's like key levels and like price zones. We also have trend lines, right, which are important because it's literally like a tool that you can draw on the chart to give you a better visual of the way that price is moving, right? So why wouldn't we take that to our advantage? People even trade just off of trend lines. Do I recommend that? Absolutely not. But it's a good place to see price retracement, price moving down in the same direction. It's a good indicator, another good confluence, right? Get used to that word. It's another good confluence in price. And then 5, in my opinion, the most important thing to know about a strategy, regardless of whatever you're trading, is liquidity, okay? Big word. A lot of people don't know what liquidity means, just in general, like not even in trading, just like liquid assets. But liquidity in the market is, we're just going to go over where the buyers and the sellers are at, right? Because that is where price is always going to seek. It's a giant game of winning and losing. So somebody's got to lose at some point in time. And that's where you can basically see like drawn on liquidity, price indication to where price may go to sweep out these highs, and just different imbalances in the market, and everything I'm saying, we're just going to be going over in this. So that's why you should like this and subscribe and stay tuned, because it's going to get fire. And then we got risk management, right? Psychology is the most important, because you're the person clicking the buttons and you're the person that has the mental, you know what I'm saying? But without risk management, you're just going to blow your bread. You're not even going to have a mental or a strategy to even be using without any money. So you have to manage your risk, okay? And it might be a little confusing for some people when they watch videos and things like that, and they see contracts or lot size and all that stuff. And it's just placing how much money you're putting on the table or putting into the trade, based on price indication and different things like that. And then also on risk management is getting too greedy. If you're a trader and somebody tells you they've never been too greedy, they're lying to you. I've been greedy as hell before. When you now get to the point that you can look at a chart and you can make money from pressing buttons, oh, trust me, it gets greedy. It definitely does get greedy, for sure. But that's just the real about it. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody is going to keep it a bean, right? And that's what I do, is I'm going to keep it real, because not everybody's perfect, okay? You're going to get greedy as fuck whenever you can change your life. And that right there is a downfall to trading, though. It is. You'll see. You'll see. But then oversizing as well. Let's say you hit a really, really good trade that is a 1-to-1 trade, right? And let's say you just made a band, right? And then you're like, all right, cool. I'm feeling confident, right? I'm Mr. Big Dick, right? You're walking around, and then you're like, fuck it, yeah, I see another setup, and I'm just going to go ahead and risk 5% of my account because I hit the last one. No, little Johnny, that's not a smart idea, because what happens when you lose? Now you're down 4% when you could have just been up 1% and had a good risk management and traded 1% the next day, and then the next day, and even if you lose on the third day, boom, you're still up 2%. But people just get greedy, and that's where greed comes in too, is oversizing. So they kind of go hand in hand. And then the biggest problem that I had personally was holding winners and cutting losers, right? Because at a certain point, you're gonna get to it where you're getting good with your strategy and you're getting confident, and then you're gonna hit trades, but then you're gonna see after you get out, because you see a little red candle, that you're not trusting your bias, right? Because if you have a take profit, you need to let price go and hit that take profit. That's what you're betting on. and you're gonna cut it like halfway through thinking that the market's gonna retrace, and then boom, you just left an extra fucking $1,000 on the table because you got scared and you became a little pussy. And you can't become a pussy in the market. And then cutting losses, right? So there's a thing like in the trading world called break even. That's probably the best way to lose, in my opinion. Like if you're up, let's say you're up halfway to TP, right? And then price absolutely shits the bed on you and reverses, and you just see that there is no coming back from this trade. You should probably get out at break even, because even if you do hold and now you're down a bunch of money, you're going to be a lot more salty that you're down a bunch of money than being down only like $100 at break even or whatever the case may be. So it's identifying like good winners and bad losers, so then like you can cut the losers early and then hold the winners longer, so that when you do lose, it's not a fucking problem, because the winner that you just let hold for 10 to 1 risk to reward, that's awesome, because if you lose 1%, you're still up 9%. I mean, it's basic math. If you gain 10%, let's just say on a $100,000 account, right? You're up 10 bands for the month and you happen to lose one measly little trade for 1%, you're still up 9 bands, bro. 9 bands, Zenos? What? Come on. But yeah, dude, that is about to be the series. I'm telling you, it's going to be exciting as hell. Like, it's going to be dope making these videos too, because I really like to share this knowledge. A lot of people gatekeep and all this shit. Like, this is deadass about to be like a free course, honestly. And I'm going to link these as well into my Discord. So if you guys do happen to join the free Discord, they're always going to be there where you can like reference back to them. Go watch every single video. They're going to be in categories, all that cool stuff. So yeah, they're always going to be there. And then step 5, I mean, shit, is becoming funded or getting on your way to profitability, right? Now, not everybody, like I said at the beginning, not everybody has to get funded. You can literally just deposit your own money and grow the live account. I personally recommend a live account. The only reason I say funded is because I just know majority of people don't have even like $1,000 to just put into a live account just to blow. Because once you put the money into the account, you kind of got to already have like all right, I'm going to lose this. Because you probably will lose it. If it's your first time depositing, you're probably going to lose that deposit. So, yeah. But step 5 is seriously going to be like getting you funded or getting you on the way to profitability. And that's going to be the beauty about this whole thing. Like seeing how many people like I can actually help grow as traders throughout this whole like 20 video series. And it's going to be dope. And then the whole time while I'm uploading this, I'm going to be uploading like the live trading videos, trade recaps, all that different stuff. We also have like weekly calls in my Discord as well, where we do like Q&As on Sundays. And then if people want to learn like some information or they have questions, different stuff like that, we can answer them during the chat. So it's a really good community. I'm really liking it. We're growing a lot, actually. We're at 150 members now, which isn't bad. Like I started it probably like a month and a half ago. So if you're not in there, definitely join in that. That's linked down below. But yeah, this video 1, this is the intro. So if you guys enjoyed this, leave a like, turn on the post notifications as well to stay up to date with the series coming out. It's going to be linked in my playlist as well. So yeah, this is the Zero to Funded series, and let's get you profitable.